So I'm going to test your theory. Hold that thought.
Your presence is welcomed, Majesty. As always, I am honored.
Our dealings are a pleasure to us both, then. He lies. As do we all.
What is this flaw you wish to discuss with us?
My concern is with the other ancients. Ulyaoth, Chattur'gha. Should they unite with Mantarok, they will doubtlessly possess enough power to vanquish even thee.
As darkness abhors light, and light abhors dark, the others will not, cannot join forces.
Mantarok will be bound, and the others will sink into insanity when I return.
As has been foretold.
I was unaware.
There is much you do not know.
And much you never will.
Be certain to retrieve Mantarok's essence. It is necessary to cement our place in your world.
Then what of Charlemagne the Frank? What do you intend for him?
The Frank is an instrument of light. He seeks to unite Europe under his banner.
With this in place, my guardians will be hard-pressed to perform the functions you require.
For your own schemes, Pius. Think of your future.
Then Charlemagne will be removed from the picture.
Make sure he is dead. Or insane.
Or perhaps one, then the other. Just make sure he is removed from power.
Of course. He is as good as dead.
So, much of the game is going to remain the same, plot-wise. There are going to be a couple of scenes like that where Pius confers with his god. Those will be different depending on who you choose at the beginning. Enemy placement is mostly what changes. And also things like, notice that when Pius Palpatine lightninged at Elia at the end of that last chapter, it was green.
Yeah.
That'll change, his particle effects will change color to match, things like that. But what we have going on in the higher realm is kind of a power struggle between these three gods, Xel'lotath, Chattur'gha, and Ulyaoth. Chattur'gha is the red one, and Ulyaoth is the blue one, and they are of strength and magic, respectively. I'm going to test your theory really quick. So you say you think we can just use the chapters anywhere?
I think so. I think the game might teleport you to the study when you're done.
Yeah, because I know you end there every time, but if we can... Hey, check that out. That's super convenient.
From my research, it is apparent that the endeavors of mankind are mere puppetry at the hands of the ancients. Whenever a king vows reform, the ancients move quickly to stifle it. Under the auspices of Emperor Charlemagne the Frank, the new Holy Roman Empire was at the height of its power.
814 AD.
Hanc mit ad dominum et imperatorum nostrum, carolum magnum francum.
Deliver this to our Lord and Emperor Charlemagne the Frank. No one but him must see it. They are words for his eyes only. At once.
I trust you, black-robed man with LEDs under your coif? He was lit, strangely.
I'm really good at my job.
Don't look at it! Don't look at it!
What sorcery is this? A spell? I am bewitched. If this was meant for Charlemagne, then what will become of him? I have to warn him of this treachery.
Go, young lad. Face the treachery. So this is a chapter where we're going to have to do a little bit of adventure game social dealings. We're not just all stabby slashy combat-y here. Alright, and we need to get in touch with the bishop. But the door is locked. Alright. There aren't many that veer away from just a straight dungeon with combat and puzzles, but sometimes. Yeah, so we were talking a bit ago. If I remember correctly, the next character is going to be the one that has a kukri.
Yes.
Kukri would not be terribly fitting in medieval France.
No.
But just the variety of locales and time periods in this game can be quite impressive at points. They go to a lot of places. Like this hall of completely sane and rational things also. Notice the statues. This room always reminded me of, if you ever played Medieval?
No, I've not.
So it's a fun little hack and slashy adventure game where you play a skeleton knight, and they do a similar thing where there's a hall full of statues, except they're all your friends, and that's how you get your weapons and spells and things. The floor is screaming at me. The story thus far. Elia was reading out of it at the beginning before she got sealed in the temple, so she just had it to start with. But every character.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Oh yeah, her little fairy tale book she was reading out, it was the tome. Every other character is going to have to acquire it somehow. Fine. Stupid monk.
We weren't able to interact with the coffin?
Can we? Ah, there we go. I must have been looking at it from the wrong side.
Oh my god, what is it?
What happened? This devil's work. We should get out of here.
You have proven what we have feared the most. This poor man has been the victim of great evil. Look how his body has been defiled, as if something has burst out from inside him. Here, take this for your protection. And find the bishop. He must be informed of this horrible discovery.
Scramasax. It's a sword. It's a short. It's a sax, yeah. You can stab with it. You can also do like just a really grungy jazz solo on it. Super versatile that way. Gotta hate that magic malaria plague bullshit. Okay. These medallions circles of power. This is gonna be our spells. Oh look, they spell magic with a K. They're very serious about what they do. Yeah. So we don't really have any runes yet, but we got something to put them in when we get them. Let's see. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there.
I think I remember what to do.
Guide me, sir.
Don't we have to interact with the urn we picked up?
Oh, is there something in the urn? Strange sigil on its side. Oh. And we have a rune now. But that in and of itself is not really enough to do anything. You may recognize that rune. That is one of the god runes. That is the rune for Ulioth. I know we got to get into this door. Can't leave the monastery. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, there's a secret passage on the other side of this bookcase.
I think you're right, but I think it's something somewhere else in this room. Yeah, that one.
Aha! The old Batman trick. Oh. Maybe this is the secret passage I was thinking of. Either way, a path presents itself. Alright. Some enemies have runes inside them. Kill the enemy, get the rune. And now, so normally you cut off a head and that person's blind. That's the green, that's Zelatoth's trick. They can have spectral limbs and head's not a limb, but it's a kind of an appendage, I guess. Chopping it off doesn't affect them the same way as it would with other enemies.
found a shape.
I found a shape. Also, I'm getting a little pale, a little sickly looking, a little bit little wander in Shadow of the Colossus-y. That is the question mark rune, because just because we found it, we don't know what it means. It's just a weird shape. Till we find something that tells us what it is and what it does. Ooh, you're real looking not so good. I'll save you. So, torch. As they say, torch ain't nothing to fuck with. The monk tells Anthony what happened. He was carrying a sacred urn from the baptismal font when he was confronted by the bishop, who was brandishing a large blade, and his eyes burned with an evil fire. Dropped the urn and ran. Returning to retrieve the urn, he found only the sword the bishop had left behind. But not the urn. So, I remember a friend of mine I showed this game to in college. And this part, he got very angry with this weapon.
Why? Because it was so big?
It's very big. Hold that thought. We got a stone here. It's a magical codex. This is going to tell us what runes are and what they do. So, the Magramore rune translates to item. We don't have that rune yet, but when we do, we'll know what it is. And then somewhere out there, we'll find a codex telling us what these two runes do. This is a big old bastard sword. It hurts real good. And now we got the Magramore rune. But it's real long, and it's real big. And we're in real big trouble. But oh, let them fight. That's the codex for the Ulioth rune. And then we got us a red urn. Now, we can make us a spell out of the 3 we got.
We did it.
Yay, we made a spell. Still don't know what that spell does. But we got it. Also, when creating a spell, you select a circle of power. Your top rune is always going to be one of the 4 on this row. They are going to determine the flavor, if you will. We have Ulioth right now, but the others are going to be for Chaturga, Zelototh, and Mantarok, respectively. And then the other 2 runes, the rest of the runes, rather, because we get more than just a 3-point circle later on, are going to be from the rest of these runes down here to determine what the spell does. So, fuck it, cast it. What's it do? It fixes broken shit. I guess a hint would have been if we had saved that guy in Cambodia, he would have cast that spell on our sword, but also we just got 3 things, mush them together, see what happens. I don't really think this game has a, I don't ever remember you getting punished for experimenting with runes. And, like, you can, in this game, cast magic willy-nilly. I don't think it's going to hurt you, if I recall.
It's true.
Like, it'll take your mana, but that's about it. That red urn is filled with water. And now the blue urn is filled with water. We're carrying both of them without spilling, and we look awful. There's only one thing we can do. Burn the art. Okay. So, the tortured story I've been trying to get out about a friend of mine getting annoyed with the sword. It is too long and unwieldy to use in these narrow hallways. I didn't actually kill the thing. Yeah, too cumbersome to use in the narrow hallway. But the torches... There we go. Torch is good. Enough with the secret passages and the hidden doors. Ooh, more codex. So, Antorbach, project. So, the spell we cast was project item. That is interpreted as repair. And in case you were still not quite... oh, this is a different spell.
Or it's just the scroll that tells you enchant item.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's the same spell. Okay. So we can, there we go. There's the fluff on it. Broken shall be fixed. Yeah, we put the pot back together. Dull will be sharp. So the other thing, I guess, I thought these were 2 separate spells. Handy that they're the same. Did I assign those buttons? Let's find out if I assigned those buttons. I did! Okay. So. Sorry, gonna slow down. I just got wrapped in a loop there really quick and skipped over a bunch of stuff. So you can set 5 quick spells to the D-pad and the Y button, which in my case is square. The enchant item will fix broken things like we did with that urn earlier, or say we cast it on this sword we're holding. Now we have us an enchanted sword. It's gonna hit better and stabber. A lot of religious texts, unspeakable horrors. Now the monk back, the monk a couple of rooms back, he was the one who said he had the green urn, yeah?
Sorry, I stepped away for a moment. I don't know where the green urn is.
Because we got the red one, we got the blue one. They're both filled with water. Ah! There we go. A piece. And another piece. That's 2/3 of an urn. Oh, sorry, bud. Not intentional. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just take this. I'm gonna just take this third piece, and I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna leave you to it. I'm gonna cast the spell and fix it. And I'm gonna fill that with water. And we're just gonna leave that poor guy alone. I'm sure he'll be fine. Mmm. Fetter water.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now we gotta get into that secret door. Three curious circles. Dried splashes have marred the pockmarks of the worn surface. You've got to put the 3 urns, like, standing on it isn't heavy enough. Oh. They thought of that. Look at that. They thought of it. I'm going to just put these in here and... Now, if I remember correctly, we've got a mini-boss coming up.
So, you have come to return my book. Very well then. For your efforts, I promise a quick and merciful death.
That voice actor sounds familiar.
Yeah, he does.
You got IMDb handy while I stab him?
Sure.
He can just keep hitting my sanity. Over and over again. Usually they can only do it once. Wonder if I got room...
Oh, that's Paul Lighting.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Wow, wait a minute. This is...
Yeah, he would have still been alive. This was a while ago.
Wait, Paul Lighting's...
He died a couple years ago. I was just playing Metal Gear Solid 2 earlier today. And then I chopped off Paul Lighting's head.
I don't think he's dead.
I thought he died.
Oh, he's not dead. He did slow beef subscription messages.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's cool. I thought he died.
Also, this is a... Look, you got Jennifer Hale, David Hayter, Kim My Guest.
Wow. It's the entire fucking Metal Gear crew.
Richard Doyle.
He's in...
Cam Clark.
Wow. I'm gonna have to look this up when we get off.
Anthony. Wait, aren't we playing Anthony right now?
This is Anthony.
That's
Anthony
Cam
is
Clark.
This is Cam Clark. Okay. Huh. Weird. Well, we killed Paul Eiding and got his key.
This is fine.
This is all good. Who am I thinking of then? I thought... Couldn't have been Tony J. He died a while ago. Oh, so speaking of Cam Clark, my partner and I have started playing through the HD remake of 999.
Oh, yeah.
And Cam Clark does the voice of the Ninth Man.
Yeah, the guy who's not around all that much.
Yeah. It is so... I looked up the cast and I didn't recognize... Because I knew they had added a voice cast to it. I just didn't know... I had never seen any of it before. I didn't recognize anybody except for Cam Clark. And I went, oh, hey, check that out. And then I heard him.
Doc says the Colonel's Japanese voice actor died a few years ago. That might be
Oh, is that I must... Okay. What I probably read was an article about, like, voice of Colonel Campbell dies and just assumed it was Paul Eiding. That's probably what happened.
No, that dude's still alive.
Okay, that's good. That is good. He can talk about the purple jib-jub worm on Harry Carey Rock or whatever the fuck. These things suck.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so... You can get to them fast enough and stab them, but you almost never will. They are a pain. And they will send you to the Trapper dimension.
Yep.
Your punishment for not being quick enough on the draw is you have to go through this little... Yeah, definitely can't save here. You have to go through this little combat zone. The upside is you can find these little Healy discs. So, if you want to spend some time chilling out in here, they're taking it light on you. Later on in the game, they will be filled with monsters and shit.
Oh, yeah, these things are nasty later on in the game. You don't want to hang out in them at all.
Yeah, I am doing my platinum run on Metal Gear Solid 2. I've got 2 more playthroughs to go through and get all the dog tags. But then I'm done with the Metal Gear collection. Nope, don't even fucking... Nope. Just nope.
Don't care. Don't care.
I'm sorry. You're not worth it. Fuck off. The upside of the torch is that it takes them out quick. The downside is you can't stab them and get your sanity back. But,
Right, they just burn up.
We good? We good? Yeah, we good.
He hasn't forgotten.
Yeah, okay. We good. I look like crap. Yeah. Don't go reading scrolls, kid. Yeah, the Ninth Man is the most nebbish and, like, unattractive voice I've ever heard Cam Clark do. But
oh yeah,
now that I know this kid is also him, I might have to reassess that. Because he always sounds so cool.
Usually, yeah.
He even makes Liquid Snake fucking sound cool.
Oh shit. Is it time for one of these things?
It's time for one of these guys. Two mini bosses in one go. Fortunately, we are prepared. So these things have 3 heads. And the enchanted bastard sword does that to him.
He really does not like the enchanted sword, huh?
No. No, certainly doesn't. Also, finishing them gives you a fuckload of sanity back. We are not always going to have weapons as impressive as this big old bastard sword. But for now, use it while you got it. Yeah, when you... When you see me... Chop.
Chop. Chop. Okay, finally, we made it.
Yay! Okay, cool. We can open the door, and in Eternal Darkness protagonist fashion, everything is... Oh, never mind. Yeah, you really did there, kid.
You are a fool for trying to save him, Anthony. His fate was decided.
Yep, there he is.
Fuck yeah, I can hear that now.
The fate of this world. Despite your faith, there is little to save you from the power of Zalatar.
Press the action button to not die of a horrible curse.